Hello, GovCon winners. Today's video is my personal story of how I won my very first federal government contract. So get ready. Before I go into all the details, I got to share a little bit of the background so you can see how it all comes together. As a little girl, I always knew two things. One, that I was going to earn a PhD in psychology because I just so curious. I loved people. I loved getting to know people. I just knew that I was going to earn a PhD in psychology. Second, I always knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. When I was the age in which this photo was taken, I lived in Danville, Illinois, and my friend lived near a golf course. And she had this alley, and it was just filled a variety of golf balls. But I knew the value of golf balls because my grandmother golfed. So I took the golf balls home, cleaned them, kept the good ones from grandma, and resold the remaining golf balls to golfers through the chain link fence so I could buy, are you ready? Funyuns and nutty bars. That was like the hot thing when I was a kid. Being able to go to that corner store and purchase things with my own money felt so good. It didn't end there. I went on to undergrad. And while I was in undergrad, I was also like a little entrepreneurial. I had this affiliate link, made a little extra money, but I was destined. I knew I'm going to become a clinical psychologist and earn a PhD one day. But that didn't happen. I had a course while I was an undergrad at Alfred University in which I actually had a patient. She had real problems. She was a student and had serious problems. And I would meet with her once a week and provide therapy through a double-sided glass kind of encased room. So the professor, everyone was there. It was, I promise you, safety first, right? Followed all the protocol. But it was so stressful because it got to the point where she actually was suicidal. And I had to have her sign a contract that she wouldn't attempt to end her life. And it showed me just the seriousness of the field I was getting into. And it just stressed me out. And I thought, oh my gosh, if I'm stressed out over this one client, how am I going to go into this field and become a clinical psychologist? There is no way. Thankfully, I learned about industrial organizational psychology. I took a course and learned a little bit about IO psychologists being involved in creating the different aptitude tests for the Army. I thought, okay, this is kind of cool. It really resonated with me. And so then I went on to graduate school because I always knew I was going to earn a PhD. And while I was in graduate school, I entered the world of being a freelancer. I freelanced for a very well-known college. I also provided services, kind of the worker bee, data analytics, putting together PowerPoints for the center, which was a consulting firm connected to where I went to grad school, which is the Florida Institute of Technology. And I loved it. I loved the freedom. I love what I was learning. I never engaged with clients, but it was great. And it just felt so rewarding to know, hey, I am actually involved in something in which they've sold it for who knows what to who knows, but hey, I'm involved in this and I'm making good money. It just felt really good. So I got to this point where I'm finishing my dissertation. It's right around like the last kind of year-ish of finishing the dissertation. And I learned of this opportunity at then Patrick Air Force. They advertised this kind of research position, graduate research kind of gig. You would be paid hourly, you'd work on research, you would analyze data. I thought, well, this is terrific. I've analyzed data before. I've been involved in other kind of entrepreneurial endeavors. Hey, why not pursue something with the Air Force, especially given my father had served in the Army grandfather had served in the Army and the Marines. I had my brothers had served in the Navy. So I thought, oh my gosh, this is awesome. This is going to be my opportunity to give back to this amazing nation. And so while I was there, I was paid as an employee connected to one of the summer researchers. And at that time, had my little desk. I would work on analyzing data, getting things prepared to present at different conferences. It was my passion. I loved it. I excelled. Meanwhile, I was praying not to get jobs because I had student debt. I was ready to start my life, to go forward as almost Dr. Parks. And the companies where I interviewed, none of them were really a fit. I was offered an opportunity in Denver and I turned it down. I had interviewed with a government contracting company. Thankfully, I didn't get it. And I just didn't really know what I was going to do, but I knew it was going to work itself out. So literally the same month I was scheduled to defend my dissertation, the director of research approached me, which was huge. And that I was just an intern, right? I was like a graduate researcher and kind of like this peon and didn't really interact with anyone else. I took notice. There were people there from all of the services, including the Coast Guard. I had heard these terms of, oh, they're a contractor, oh, they're a government employee, oh, they're a GS-14, they're a GS-15. I had no clue what any of that meant. I just was like, hey, I'm here to serve a purpose. I'm loving what I'm doing. Everyone is cool. This is amazing. So the fact that the director of research was actually like talking to me, I was shocked. I didn't know he even knew who I was. And he said, Kizzy, I heard you are graduating soon, and I would like to keep you as a contractor. And I was like, hey, I'm open to that. However, I was like, I don't want to be like everyone that I see here. They were all, which I didn't know the term at the time, but they were full-time equivalents. And all I knew is there were people that came there every day. It was like a job. It was basically their job. And I didn't want that. I wasn't seeking a job. I said, I will do this. However, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I never expected it to do it so young, never expected it to do it out of graduate school. But hey, I want to run with this. I want to grow a business. He was like, whatever, I don't care, whatever you want to do. And so that first contract award was a little less than $100,000. And I was subcontracted under a prime who had been at that agency for numerous years. And what was really great about that opportunity is I wasn't the only one, because you may be thinking, oh, well, of course, they're a graduate research fellow, got a government contract, surprise, surprise. There were about 5 of us offered that. And out of every single one of us who went forward and said, yeah, I'll be a contractor, I am the only one who went on to build not 1, but 3 multi-million-dollar companies. I am the only one who has been awarded over $50 million in federal government contracts. The rest of them either work for someone else or a stay-at-home parent, because it's not about the door opening. It's not about the opportunity. It's about what you do with that opportunity, what you make out of that opportunity. I made the most out of that opportunity. I was afforded so many chances to go in front of other people in the federal government, to speak at conferences, to go to events, to engage with different generals and admirals and all different types of people. And so what ended up happening, people were becoming aware of me, and I was building my brand without even realizing it. So then the next thing you know, Army Reserve said, hey, we want to do a simplified acquisition with you. We would love for you to speak at one of our events. Another group of military members, hey, I would love to have you speak for our Women's Observance Month. What's your rate? Would love for you to come in here, and we'll also cover all of your travel. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I had no idea you cover travel too, right? I was just out of graduate school with lots of graduate debt. I had no idea. Then at the Air Force, they were so impressed by the value. It was the value that I had added initially and continued to add year after year after year. 5 years of adding value with them. They then added more work to my subcontract. So then I ended up bringing on a couple $100,000 to then pay to a sub of me. And so what was great about the experience is that it also helped me build different business development skills, finance skills, sales and marketing skills, learning while I was in it what really went into government contracting. And also, I took that opportunity to get mentors to learn even more. But I'll never forget that first contract, right under $100,000, and taking that opportunity and running with it and never looking back. Never in my wildest dreams, never did I think this is where I would be. That this little girl who was hustling golf balls, that one day she would have millions of dollars in government contracts, but most importantly, have a team of amazing people who believe in her and her vision, and amazing clients who we've helped with so many missions. And so I'm telling every one of you here, if I can do this, there's no reason you can't too. You can do this too. It's about the value that you bring. That's all it is. The technical pieces, you'll learn that. It's the value, and it's you. So thank you, all my GovCon winners. You're amazing. Please subscribe. Please comment below. Put that notification bell on. Till next time, don't forget, every single thing is possible. It truly is. Thank you.